Hey everyone, Skull902 back here for part 10 of Super Mario World, and in part 10 we're going to be going through Chocolate Island, both the normal and the secret exits of Chocolate Island, because from this point on there's not really that many secret exits. So in this part and the next part I'm going to be like doing the secret and normal exits for both worlds. So, yeah. But in Chocolate Island, there are some unique trappings and whatnot, enemies as well, including the guy that we just passed, and the little versions of him, Dino Rhinos and Dino Torches. You know, Dino Rhinos are the big ones. You hit them on the head and they'll turn into a Dino Torch. And you don't really want that because, you know, while Dino Rhinos are fast, Dino Torches are even faster and can just breathe out fire like that, like it, you know, like it ain't no thing. And they can be really annoying because they can also hop too. And they're also able of shooting fire in multiple different directions. They're one of the more annoying enemies in the game. Not so much when they're like by themselves, but like get them in a group and oh my god, they can be overwhelming. Like you know, I got accosted by like 3 or 4 earlier in the level, and I just kept getting hit, and you know, if I hadn't gotten so lucky with the you know, reserve power up and whatnot, I would have been toast. So, yeah. We're in part 10 now, the 6th world, and I'm amazed I haven't mentioned this yet. So, I'm gonna do that just, you know, just in case I haven't done that. And whatnot. But, Yoshi. Yoshi cannot enter castles, fortresses, or ghost houses. I presume they did this just to, you know, make it so that, like, the levels weren't, you know, easier than they were intended to be. That could certainly be the case, or maybe there was just something about these levels that would have been fucked up by having Yoshi inside them. So you're tasked with, you know, completing them as your baseline standard Mario or Luigi. For these ones. So just wanted to bring that up because I don't think that I have before. This ghost house has a pretty interesting way of beating it. You gotta lure these 3 boos in here and they turn into solid blocks. And, you know, you gotta get them in such a way that they turn solid in front of the door. You can't jump through that platform, unfortunately. But you can certainly use these boos here in order to, like, get your way up there and all that. It's a fun gimmick. I quite enjoy that one. You know, fun times for certain. But I'm just like rolling through these topics of discussion. But the next one I want to get to is like, we're going to be seeing the ability later, but I do want to talk about the Koopa Shells. Oh, wait, you know what? I need to talk about this level's gimmick first. This level is, like, all about speed. And specifically, it's about how fast you can clear the first 2 rooms, or areas, I guess. This is the first area, and then we just entered the second. And it's all dependent on your timer, where you go when you exit the second area here. So, there's 3 distinct possibilities. One of which is, like, I believe it's for the slowest players, but it's, like, mushrooms in bubbles, they float by. I don't get that one. And then there's one here with Dino Rhinos and Dino Torches. And then the third one, and like the one that you need to go bust your ass for, speed the fuck up, is for the secret exit, and that one's going to be full of charge and chucks. So yeah, I'm not sure what the time requirements are on that one. I'll put them up here. But it's an interesting gimmick for a level. You wouldn't quite think just upon playing it for the first time that that would be how it works. But it's interesting and whatnot. So felt like I needed to bring that up. What's more, I'll show the mushroom bit, like that room, in the extra video. So yeah. Alright, perfect time to bring that up. The Koopa Shells. Like I was saying before, we're going to be seeing the ability that you get with the blue shell in this level. So I want to make mention of that because I only talked about the red and green shells earlier in this playthrough. And we've also seen yellow Koopas, so why not? Talk about the yellow shell as well. But what we're going to see in this level is the blue shell. When Yoshi eats one, he'll gain wings and be able to fly for a short amount of time. A very useful power-up. I do say so myself. It's definitely like super helpful in certain situations, and we're going to be seeing that in one of the last two parts. In fact, the last part. Going to be seeing just how helpful a blue Yoshi with wings. I guess I spoiled, but whatever. A winged Yoshi is very helpful. We'll be seeing it there. But yeah. The other thing is yellow Yoshis. I guess I should explain this beforehand. This and Forest 3 are the only two levels, if you're going like the normal way of beating the game. 40, that's disappointing. Just like a fucking sub-pixel off from being 50. But like, the secret exit is required to, make any significant, meaningful progress. So just wanted to, show that so I could move on. Because, if there's one thing I didn't want to do in this playthrough, it was repeating a level like 2 times in a row. That would just kind of make it like monotonous and kind of boring. So yeah, needed to do the secret exit there. But back on track. Yellow Koopa Shells. They, when Yoshi eats them, like, he gets like a stomp attack, where like these little dust clouds pop out at the sides. I tried to demonstrate that later, but I didn't get any use out of it, and that's what I'd say in general for the yellow Koopa Shell. You might as well just fucking use it like you would a green one. Just spit it out at enemies, because like, I don't know if it was just me being unlucky there, but the stomp move I don't think really has that much range. So it ends up being like the most useless of all the abilities that Yoshi gains by eating those shells. As far as the Koopas themselves, red and green ones act just the way that we're used to. Green ones walk off ledges, red don't. Blue Koopas, they are much like red Koopas, but they are faster. And like, not to mention, if you get one outside of its shell, you got to make sure to either jump on it, or if you're gonna kill it with a shell, then you got to hit it from behind, because those Koopas will catch the shells and throw them back at you. They do carry a little bit of momentum when they catch a shell, so you can potentially slide them off the edge of a platform by doing that. But, you know, it's better to try and hit them from behind, basically. And then yellow Koopas, they will, like, home in on Mario or Luigi when they spot them. And when you bop them, like, a coin will pop out. So that's neat that you don't necessarily have to get them with a fire flower in order to get coins from them. So that's pretty neato. And whatnot. So hell yeah. Those are the things that I forgot to explain or didn't get around to explaining until now. So now what I want to move on to is, you know, like I mentioned before, I wanted to do some talking about the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, and I saw some pretty neato stuff about the Super Show recently. One of which was an extra on the DVDs, and it was an interview with Captain Lou Albano, and it was about like how he got on the show, which I thought was an interesting enough story. So, you know, Lou was a wrestling manager in the McMahon family's WWF or WWWF in the 70s. You know, in the 70s and 80s was when he was like the most prominent. So he had been pretty used to doing that. But Deke came to him with the idea of doing the cartoon. And he wasn't so interested in it because it required shaving his beard off. So, you know, he didn't want to do that. He had a pretty glorious fucking beard. So, you know, he was gonna just, you know, continue being a wrestling manager, and, you know, that was that. But his wife told him, hey, you know, you really should give this another look. So, you know, he started considering it more, and something I find kind of interesting, I had no idea before seeing this interview, is apparently Captain Lou was friends with Regis Philbin. And it was Regis who... also, why the fuck is there a Starman there if it's gonna just immediately take it away? That's kind of a rip. Mario World, I love you, but that kind of confusing there. Anyway, Regis convinced Captain Lou to take on the challenge of, you know, being Mario and whatnot. So, you know, he did it, and Luigi was cast afterward. He and Danny Wells really hit it off when they were doing like test screenings and stuff, and like I guess something that I read was that they came up with you know, the whole dialogue and whatnot. Like, a writer would come up with the premise for the live action Mario segments, but like Lou and Danny would like, you know, do all the dialogue and just improvise what they were doing. So, like, Captain Lou in the interview said that they came up with a whole bunch of crazy stuff, so that's kind of like what I'm leaning towards, is that they improvised a lot of the material for the show. And I think it kind of makes sense because those segments have such a high amount of charm to them that, like, I don't know, it just feels like genuine or true when you hear, yeah, that was improvised, you know. So, you know, evidently they had a great combination on their hands, and, you know, it's all awesome. I'm going to be going for the secrets just before heading off into the castle. Spoiler alert, the normal exit for this level, it just puts you back around in a circle. That's why you gotta get the secret exit to make any progress. But yeah, you know, speaking of the live action segments and everything, and you know, just the Super Show in general, why don't I do an episode summary? Because, you know, this is about like recalling fantastic memories and everything from my childhood with my favorite game of all time, one of the very first games that I really played and became a fan of. here's Winged Yoshi, or Winged Yoshi. It seems to be, back and forth on how that word is pronounced. But, I want to talk about my first episode of Super Show that I ever saw, because, it kind of ties in. I was, just barely getting into the Mario franchise with these games when I rented an episode of Super Show from Blockbuster when my dad, picked us up for a visit to his house. So, there I am, just eating pizza as we typically did. Sitting there drinking some chocolate milk, which was Slim Fast because my dad couldn't find anything else. But no, it was cool though, with the Super Show and whatnot. So the episode was King Mario of Cramelot. And that episode starts out with the Marios and the Princess and Toad. They're like going through a forest or something, and they're like, gee whiz, we really got to meet this Mervin. And then they get attacked by Bezos from Mario 2. And just so happens, Mervin, the magic wizard, comes right up and saves them. And if there's something that I have to say about Mervin and his characterization, it's that, he's like this stereotypical Jewish grandpa. And something I find weird about that is the show was produced by Chaim Saban, who is an Israeli-American Jew. And so, he's acting like a total stereotype. And I'll get into that, a little later with this bit. He takes Mario and company into town and shows them the golden plunger, which is the plumber's Excalibur, except not, and I'll get into that later. But it's attached to a golden sink, and whoever retrieves it is the chosen one, basically. And Toad's freaking out. Oh man, it's all gold. And Mervin is yeah, our people they don't cheap out. Did they sneak that one in under old man Saban's nose, or did Saban sign off on that? I'd have to imagine that he did, because he was the producer after all, and the producer, on TV shows has the final say most of the time. So these fucking Jewish stereotypes in Super Mario Bros. Super Show, possibly endorsed by a Jewish man. Who knows? Who knows indeed? But aside from that. Basically the problem is that Koopa's taken the king's throne for himself. But, once he learns that Mario's gotten the golden plunger out of the sink, and look at the way I'm carrying that Buzzy Beetle shell. But anyway, he steals the shell for himself because, he gets everybody in a net, and Mario's like, hey, fuck you, but Bowser's just if you want the princess's beauty preserved, you're gonna surrender yourself. Mervin is no longer with them, by the way. He was in the net before, but he disappeared. So Mario gives up the golden plunger, making Bowser the most powerful in all of Cramelot. And then, they're in, their chamber, their prison, which is, something of a well. And, then Luigi starts griping, oh man, how could this get any worse? And Mario's like, well, I know how this could get worse. What if the ceiling starts, caving in on us or something? And then it does. And everybody's freaking out except for Mario, who's like, oh, what would be even worse than that? What if water just started pouring in from the walls or something? And then it does. And then he's about to add a third thing, and Luigi covers his mouth and is like, shut the fuck up. Like, actually shut the fuck up. Mervin comes in and saves them. And he takes them out to a forest. A different one. Of, like, eternal night and pain and suffering and whatnot. And then there just happens to be, like, this arm in a river that gives Mario a plumber snake, but it's a special plumber snake. In fact, it's Excalibur. So, you know, that's like the actual plumber's Excalibur, this plumber snake here. And Mario goes off. It turns him into Fire Mario, by the way, for whatever reason. But Mario goes off with the others to raid Bowser's castle. There's like a fun little bit with Luigi being too scared to swim across the moat. You know, he makes the excuse of, I can't do that, Mario, I'm having a baby. Spawning MPreg fanfiction everywhere, sparking the imaginations of the young viewers watching. I'm sorry for that visual, but... You know, like, Luigi does that to get the drawbridge down. But they raid the castle, and Mario fights Bowser, everybody else fights Koopa Troopas, which I have to say, like, you know, Luigi, Toad, and the princess all jump on Koopas and throw them away like they were enemies in Mario 2. But what I find, like... This must have been, like, fucking sneaky. I refuse to believe that this was just, like, some coincidence. Like, you know, Mervin acting like a stereotypical, like, Jewish grandpa, you know, that one I can see as maybe being something of a coincidence. But, like, fucking Princess jumps on a Koopa Troopa, and, like... when she does, her dress envelops him for a bit. Or, well, this happens like 3 times. But, like, when she steps away, there's like a big fucking grin on the Koopa Troopa's face. So, we can only assume that he got something of a good view before he died. Fucking sneaky on the animator's parts. But, yeah, eventually Mario beats Bowser, and they fight to the tune of Michael Jackson's Bad, by the way, but you aren't likely to find that in, you know, like, any version that's up officially. You know, you have to look out for a restored version in order to see that, but he beats Bowser, Bowser gets away, but, you know, it's all good, Cramelot is saved, Mario is crowned the king, but he abdicates the throne because Mervin makes him work out. So it's a fun episode, but it's also very special to me. You know, being the first one that I saw, and it, like, helping me get more into Mario when I was just like first taking it all in back in like early 02 and whatnot. As far as the live action segment goes, it's a fairly standard one. Like, there's some little bitch girl who lies to the Mario Bros about being an orphan, and they adopt her and whatnot. So, yeah. It's very charming, though, and I saw that, like, immediately when I was a kid. The live action segments were by far always my favorite part of the show. They got, like, the perfect 2 people to play Mario and Luigi, in my opinion. And, you know, I kind of connected, because Mario had, like, a pizza near him at the beginning, and I was eating pizza when I first saw it, and I was like, hey, Mario likes pizza too, that's fucking great. I can relate to these characters. So, not really much to talk about with the live-action segment, but, you know, it was there, and I loved it. I absolutely loved my first experience watching the Super Show. But now we're in the Sunken Ghost Ship, and this is an interesting level. You know, it combines underwater stages with ghost houses, and it's what you need to clear in order to gain access to the last world. So that's why I didn't stop on the castle, because you know, technically World 6 isn't over yet until I beat this one. Or is this technically the beginning of World 7? I'll have to look that up on like Mario Wiki in order, but for the intent and purpose of this video, this is the last level in World 6, goddammit. The entrance to World 7 doesn't open up until after this one's beaten, so fuck it. But you know, considering how late it is in the game, it's actually like not too bad in terms of difficulty, especially if you got a good handle on the swimming. It's none too bad. And this is like the one other exit that I was talking about before, this like little question mark orb. You know, similar to when you beat a Boom Boom in Mario 3. So it's only in this level though, but now that we've done that, the fucking entrance to the Valley of Bowser opens up, and that's like a really nice epic moment. Really letting you know that, hey, we're in the end game now. And that's how it's gonna be, everybody. You know, we are getting into the nitty-gritty here. This was one of the longest parts, but you know, 2 of the 3 next parts are also you know, pretty long, 20+ minutes. And I'm really excited to be bringing you the final levels of the game here with these last 3 parts as we go through the Valley of Bowser next time in part 11. That's going to be like the start of Endgame, and like I said before, I'm excited to bring it to you. So yeah, we're coming for you, Princess. Just to say one more thing about Chocolate Island. You know, what can I say? You know, it's basically the same criticism as like all the other worlds. You know, I really like the levels in it for the most part. There's not really any that really annoy me or anything, but the castle is like one exception. You know, it's not a bad level by any means, but it is one of the hardest in the game. And of the castle levels specifically, it is the hardest. You know, we got like spike pillars coming down at you, buzzsaws, and you know, all this shit. The platforming section at the end with those like fuzzy sun-looking motherfuckers. I forget what they are, but you know what I mean. You saw it. You know, it's a castle that like wants to fucking torture you. And like when I was originally playing the game, I mentioned beating the Forest of Illusion and, you know, seeing Chocolate Island and whatnot. That's the point where I had to give up because it was too hard for fucking years. You know, I kept trying. I did eventually beat it, but that was like the last major accomplishment, I think. Oh, no, Castle 7 was. But, you know, one of the last major accomplishments I made playing this game on a Super Nintendo, because I did originally beat this on an emulator. But I'll get more into that later on. As far as, like, the boss, Wendy Koopa, I already explained the difference when I was fighting Lemmy, but... you know, the arena's flat this time, so like the fire is a little more predictable in its pattern and whatnot. Really should have been the 3rd boss, as opposed to the 6th. And just as, you know, we get on to Lemmy, actually, it wasn't Morton in the 3rd world. My little brother didn't say melon, he said lemon. We gotta beat Lemon. Okay, well, so with that correction and everything else about World 6 aside, you know, just one more time, hype for World 7, the Valley of Bowser. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. And I'll see you there in part 11. I have been Skull902. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day. Never brag about your status in life. Then you become obsessed with things like material possessions and your clothes, and you become a big jerk. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. I acted tough to this one guy who then made fun of me and beat me up. He even recorded it and put it online.
Look, he's swag Luigi, swaggy G, swaggy fun.
Did we have to show that? Look, just don't be a douchebag.